Hey guys, Lieutenant Curious here today. I am here with LEGO Star Wars Mini MOC number 65 on the planet of Sriluur. Now, Sriluur is the home planet of the Weequays, and at this time in the Imperial era, which is when the Galactic Empire had control of the galaxy for the most part, the Weequays basically had a lot of slavery going on their planet. So basically any immigrants that came to their planet that sought refuge or whatever were put into slave camps, as you see right here. So in this mini MOC, I have 5 different species as slaves and 2 slave owners, or slavers you could also call them, that are both Weequay, obviously. And I really like how this mini MOC turned out, so I do hope you guys enjoy it. And before we get into that overhead shot, I would like to say, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you do like what you see. Be sure to check out my other videos, my LEGO Star Wars Mini MOCs, Serenno Mini MOC series, and my larger MOCs as well. Be sure to check out my Instagram for not daily really anymore, but behind the scenes updates on my builds. Be sure to comment down below for any mini MOC or MOC ideas. In that video, if I decide to build what you suggest, in that video I will give you a shout out for your YouTube channel or Instagram, whatever you want. So yeah, let's get right on into that overhead shot. Alright, so as you can see, this mini MOC is on a 32 by 32 base plate, and you can see how it is relatively split in half, as there is an upper level and a lower level. Obviously the upper level is sitting on top of a rock structure that I really like how I kind of planned out the rock structure. I have a giant curve here, and then it comes all the way out and comes back in a little bit. And I also did some slopey detailing up top, and I also did quite a bit less of detailing, especially with dark tan, just to make it a little more subtle with the detail. So I do like how that turned out quite a bit. So be sure to let me know down in the comment section below what you thought of this mini MOC, and if you have any critiques on what you want me to change with my building or add or whatever, be sure to put that down in the comment section below. So as you can see down here, in the terrain we have a base color of tan, and if I did not already mention, this planet is a desert planet. It's very similar to its sister planet, is what I would like to call it, which is Florum, and Weequays inhabit both of these planets, and they're very similar. They're both desert planets, and they also have some greenery. And what this planet and this mini MOC kind of reminds me of is the Wild West, especially with the wooden scaffolding that you can see right here. But yeah, you can see that there is a base color of dark tan up top, with some olive green and a little bit of dark orange that I really liked adding. I thought it made the top of this rock structure pop a good amount. And then, yeah, that's basically about it for this overhead shot. Let's get right on into this rock structure. Alright, so this rock structure I believe is 15 bricks tall. So I basically did my same typical kind of rock structure technique that I do like using quite a bit. And I used dark bluish gray slopes as well as some dark tan, obviously for the dark tan for like the desert kind of feel. And I did quite a bit of snot technique with the slopes, and I also did this technique that I did in my most recent mini MOC, although this time it is a dark tan of that slope that you see right there behind the Duros. Last time it was a dark green. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this rock structure. I think that's probably my favorite part of the MOC. But yeah, besides that, let's get right on into the upper level of the terrain. As you guys can see, this is the upper level on top of the rock structure, the terrain. You can see that I definitely made it a little bit more subtle with the dark tan. I left some spots open without any detail, and I really do like how that looks a bit more. And I did make it a little more hilly up closer to the rock structure. Like as you can see right here and down this way, it is pretty hilly up close. And then we have a few a couple large patches of olive green as well, and then we also have some vegetation, as Sriluur did have some dying, mostly dying vegetation. Obviously it has to grow before it starts dying, but I did decide to use olive green in stem grass and the plant stems. I also added this dark tan bush because that's kind of the perfect environment for this piece. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this upper terrain. Now let's get right into the lower terrain. Alright, so in this lower terrain you can see that it has a base color of tan, and I do not like the base color of tan nearly as much as the base color of dark tan, but I did decide to go with it, and I did add some olive green and dark tan on top of it, and actually there is a pretty large patch of dark tan back there. But once again, I did not make it very detailed, as you can see, but I did add some patches where it makes it seem a little rugged, as it should look. So yeah, that's about it for this terrain. You can see some more vegetation down here as well. Let's get right on into the scaffolding. Alright, so as you guys can see, the scaffolding was quite simple, to be honest. It doesn't look very simple, but it pretty much is. I used a snot 1x1 brick to get these long wooden poles, you could say, out here, and then I like turned some reddish brown tiles on top of them just to make it look like a wooden platform that is very unstable, as you can see. And you may feel bad for these two slaves that are up here mining the rock structure. And as you can see, I have these wooden poles that basically connect to them. They don't connect, actually, these sit right on top kind of nicely. So yeah, it's a really kind of a simple scaffolding design, and I do hope you guys enjoy it. You can see right here I actually added this really simple flag, which is just another wooden pole and then has this tan flag on top. But yeah, besides that, let's get right on into the storyline. Alright, so now into the storyline. You guys can see that there are two Weequayan slavers, or slave owners, whatever you want to call them. And what they have done with these slaves of theirs is that if they have two slaves, they connect them by adding chains to their backpack. As you can see, this Twi'lek here has a chain connected to her backpack, and that same chain is connected to this Ithorian slave. And so that means basically they can't get away from each other. And over here, the same thing is going on with this Rodian, who is getting whipped by the slave owner, and a Duros up there. And then over here, we have a Wookiee that has some binders on his arms, but doesn't have a chain, because obviously this would prevent that. So, yeah, that's basically about it. So you can see that all of these slaves have some kind of tool that they're using. Like, this is kind of a hammer, you could say. This is kind of a pickaxe. This Rodian has a shovel, and the two slaves up above on the scaffolding obviously have pickaxes. And you can see that these slave owners, this one has a whip that he is using to whip this Rodian, who is bleeding, as you can see, right over there. And this slave owner also has a cup, and I really like his outfit. Got that nice medium dark flesh torso that I decided to use. Makes him look sort of rich. And as you get back over here, you can see this other Weequayan has a knife and a modified blaster. And also with these slave owners, they have a bandana around their mouth, so they don't get dust in their mouth, as the slaves are obviously getting, so they don't have the luxury of being able to prevent dust from flying straight into their mouths. So yeah, kind of a torture area for these slaves, and it's kind of sad, but I do hope you guys enjoyed this mini mock. Now let's get right in to letting you guys go. Alrighty guys, that is about it for LEGO Star Wars mini mock number 65 on the planet of Sriluur. Be sure to check out my other videos, my LEGO Star Wars mini MOCs, the Serenno mini MOC series, and my large LEGO Star Wars MOCs. Be sure to leave a like on the video to help me out, and be sure to check out my Instagram for daily behind the scenes updates on all of my builds. And be sure to subscribe for some more awesome LEGO Star Wars content. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.